Hello, everyone. Very warm welcome. Last time we talked about chart matching, including how many types of marriages there are, the importance of the chart itself, and before you compare a chart with a person's chart, how many types of kuta there are. We first discussed kuta. Today, we will discuss some of the other kuta and understand where their practical applications lie and where they shouldn't be given so much importance. We'll also look at what other factors can supersede them. Let's get started. So far, we have discussed Varna Kuta, which is for special growth, and is assigned marks. The idea here is that the zodiac signs are categorized into Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. Brahmins are superior to Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. Kshatriyas are superior to Vaishyas and Shudras. Vaishya is superior to Shudra. The boy's zodiac sign should be superior to the girl's zodiac sign, so full 1 marks are given, so that both can incline towards speech growth after marriage. This was its purpose. We also discussed why it should not be given so much importance. Now let's talk about the second kuta, which gets 2 marks, known as Vashya. As the name suggests, it indicates control or dominance. This basically tells who will dominate or try to control whom more. Zodiac signs are human, water, and 4 feet. Human signs: Gemini, Libra, first half of Sagittarius, Aquarius. First half of Sagittarius has a human figure. Second half doesn't, so it's 4 feet. Water signs: Cancer, Pisces. Second part of Capricorn, 4 feet signs: Taurus, Aries, second half of Sagittarius. We call them human zodiac signs because the figures formed in them are human figures. In the first half of Sagittarius, there is a human figure, but in the second half, there isn't, which is why it falls under the 4 feet category. In the water category, we have Cancer and Pisces, and the second part of Capricorn comes in because it features a crocodile and is obviously water. In the 4 feet category, we have Taurus, Aries, the second half of Sagittarius, and the first half of Capricorn. In the insect category, we have Scorpio instead of going into the water category, and Leo is the king's zodiac in the classification. The importance of these categories is based on the fact that intelligence is paramount, meaning we look at what the mathematical calculations are. In the table, we can see which zodiac sign has given how many marks. And this is how our kuta is sorted. People give marks for marriages within the same category, like animals or humans. Humans control signs. Marriages in the same category, like 4-footed beings, get full. Humans control due to their brains but can't control Leo, who struggles with Scorpio. Wild animals score low in compatibility. 4-footed beings. So, if you have a brain, you can manipulate and think from another's angle, which is why they mostly control everyone. But they can't control Leo. They can't control the king. Leo faces challenges in controlling Scorpio. Basically, if we look at the table, wild animals are one category that mostly gets 0 marks. To understand how this deficiency arises, if a 4-footed being is marrying another 4-footed being, they will get full 2 marks. If it's a 4-footed being marrying a 2-footed being, they will get 1 mark. If a 4-footed being is marrying an aquatic being, they will get 1 mark. If a 4-footed being is marrying an insect, they will get 0 marks. You can calculate from the table, and practically what has been observed is that if you are in the same category, like a Taurus girl marrying a Taurus boy, both being 4-footed, they get full marks, but they both become very stagnant or assertive. They face challenges in understanding each other's viewpoints because they have animal nature. Now, if both are human signs, they get full marks, but then mind games come into play, where they consider themselves more intelligent and underestimate the other, leading to ego problems. So they only get marks, but what's actually happening in reality is more important to observe. For example, Leo gets very few marks, which means if you are a Leo, there is a very low probability that you will get marks in Vashya. However, if a Leo marries Capricorn or Aquarius, or sometimes I have seen it with Libra because Libra is all about balance and can justify even the king, they don't face many problems. Now, moving on, The third kuta is a very important kuta based on the concept of Tarabal, which consists of 9 types of stars: Janma, Sampat, Vipat, Shem, Pratyari, Sadak, Bad, Maitri, and Ati Maitri. How do we derive this, and where is its importance? It gets 3 marks, which basically indicates the compatibility between the boy and the girl. As I highlighted in red, if both their stars are 3, 5, or 7, then there will be compatibility issues. It means if you are spending too much time together, there can be a feeling of suffocation, like you need your me time after some time. There will be a sense of incompleteness if these stars are not aligned. Now, how to calculate this? Let's say the boy star is Magha and the girl star is Vishaka. So, how do I look at the stars? I will start from Magha. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This means that the girl star is 7 stars away from the boy star. And we saw that 7 stars apart means there will be no marks awarded. How many marks will not be awarded? Since half marks will not be awarded, we have deducted 1.5 marks from 3. But now I will also calculate the girl's star from the girl's star. If the girl's star is Vishaka, then I will go from Vishaka day to Magha. 2, 3, teen, 19, 20, 21, and 20. 20. Second nakshatra is Magha nakshatra. Now this 22nd constellation is an important constellation. Now I divide 22nd by 9. So my reminder is 4 and the 4th constellation. Stars match. Marks given from 3 girls star unmatched. Now girls star matched. 50% marks given. Both remainders odd. 3, 5, 7. 0 marks given. Both remainders even. 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. 3 marks given. 1 odd, 1 even. 1.5 marks given. If both remainders are 3, 5, or 7 and are odd, then 0 marks will be awarded. If both remainders are coming as even numbers like 2, 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8, then both will receive 3 marks. If one is odd and the other is even, then 1.5 marks will be awarded. Many people notice a lack of compatibility in the stars. During the star matching process, we often talk a lot about 3, 5, and 7 as they bring in these challenges. Tara will seem to lack compatibility. No one talks about the 22nd and 27th stars, which, according to me, become even more important than 3, 5, and 7. Why is the 27th star significant? The thing is, the 27th star is the last star in the sequence. So, if the female star is the 27th star in relation to the male star, it is referred to as a distant star. She may feel excluded, but remedies exist. Future assessments with, like, as a part of the family, she will feel a bit left out. She will feel that she doesn't belong here. But there are some antidotes to this that can significantly nullify this star or this concept. This means that in the upcoming star matching or the upcoming compatibility assessment, if there is planetary friendship or group friendship, then it has no relevance. Then, if any female is born in Kritika, Hasta Maga Mrikshat, Purva, Shada, Ashwani Swati, or Shradabhisha Nakshatra, then this doshanalefe happens automatically. To say it, all these nakshatras like Kritika, Hasta, Magshadvisha are not very good for marriage. Especially for females, if a female has this nakshatra, it is causing this defect and they may not know how to make their place by themselves. Now, let's take the example of the Punavasu nakshatra. The Punavasu nakshatra is divided into 2 parts and it has 3 phases, with 1 phase falling in Cancer. So, if the girl's nakshatra is Punavasu in Cancer, and the boy's nakshatra is Pushya, it means they fall under the same zodiac sign. The boy's Pushya nakshatra obviously falls entirely in the Cancer sign, and the girl's Punavasu nakshatra is in the Cancer part. Therefore, there will be no distant defect here because the zodiac signs are the same. However, if the girl's Punavasu is in Gemini and the boy's is Pushya, then there will be a distant nakshatra defect because both nakshatras fall under the same zodiac sign. This third principle helps many nakshatras fall outside this category, but in any case, if we are not able to find an antidote or cancellation, and you find that the girl's nakshatra is 27, always suggest to your male client that from the start, make sure that your wife does not feel left out in the family. They should feel like they are a part of the family. Let's talk more about the 22nd nakshatra. This is considered a very unhappy nakshatra, which we call a destructive nakshatra. Whether the rest is matching or not, if there is a lack of compatibility here, then the entire chart should be examined very carefully. For example, if I count Ashlesha with Kritika, it will be the 22nd nakshatra. This means that if a person with Ashlesha marries someone with Kritika, whether it's a girl or a boy, it is unfavorable. They won't feel happy. Marriage, this way the entire list is in front of you. I tried a lot to buy them, but I could not find any way by which I could buy them. But you always refer to your notes to see if it falls into this category. There can be conflict with Revati and Adra, Jyeshta, or Uttara Falguni. You have to stay separate. For some reason, if it's Savan or Ashwini, it leads to widowhood. If one person has Mrigashira and the other Uttara Bhadrapada, it's a bad nakshatra. Financial loss. Uttara Falguni and Mrigashira and Hasta and Mula are not good. There is a loss of money. The combination of Uttara Falguni and Mrigashira, as well as the pairing of Hasta and Mula, is not good for the family. If Jeshta and Shvasa get married, the children don't turn out well. If Maga and Vishaka get married, chances of third party involvement high. If Savan and Vishaka get married, this is saying that when we encounter negativity from one aspect, we find something at the nakshatra level that indicates a particular set of problems. Where there are children, there is third party involvement and there is a loss of wealth. Check charts keys for 2nd or 11th house combos. For living separately, see if we are talking about living separately, then the influence of separate planet is not on the 7th. If you find that as well, and then you get these nakshatras, you have to pass such a significant statement to your client. Otherwise, it will be difficult for you and the client to make a concrete decision based solely on this. But always give importance. The 22nd nakshatra isn't bad. Uttara Falguni today, Purva Falguni and Anuradha bring children. There are some nakshatras that are happy nakshatras, especially if it aligns with Uttara Falguni. Today, there will be many children from Purva Falguni with Anuradha. If it happens with Rohini or if it happens with Purva Bhadrapada, there is enjoyment, prosperity, fiction, and perspective. If these constellations get married, then in this way we got the star. And not only this, we should look at the 3, 5, and 7 as well as the 22nd and 27th nakshatras, which have both good and bad aspects. Now let's take an example chart and see how to analyze the chart from the beginning, who your client is, and how to apply the 3 kootas. We have understood so far. My client is a boy. First, I will look at the quality of my client's chart to see how many struggles he has in his life, how his 7th house is, then how his houses are, and after that, how his Venus is. Examine her chart. Gemini rising, Mars in 1st house. Mars in my ascendant gives money as 11th lord but also challenges and health issues. Ascendant lord in 9th house with sun, 3rd lord uplifts chart. If my goat comes to my Lagan, The show will give me money because it is my 11th flame and can also give many challenges and health issues. My ascendant lord has gone into the ninth house. My client will keep making efforts and be hardworking. If there is a connection between the third and sixth lords, my client will be proactive and hardworking. The moon in the seventh house causes marital restlessness, offers a beautiful wife, and suggests potential financial gain. The influence of fire element planets, along with the impact of human science, makes him want to grow in life. Then I noticed that the moon has come into the seventh house, which brings restlessness in your marriage, gives a beautiful wife. And since it is the second lord, there could also be a probability of money coming after managing it. But Mercury does not consider the moon as a friend. The moon is not a great planet when it comes to management and stability. And it is also influenced by Mars, which is not a good planet for this chart, making it Manglik as well. We will also talk about being Manglik. The seventh lord is in Capricorn, and enemy sign Venus is exalted but far from Digbala, aspected by Rahu and Saturn. No chart is perfect. It has both good and bad, making conclusions difficult. Then I will see that my Venus is exalted, which is a very good thing, but it is far from Digbala and is aspected by Rahu and Saturn. No chart is free from fiction. You will see some good and some bad in it. And it becomes increasingly difficult to draw a conclusion. What is he saying? So, what I mean to say is that it definitely indicates that due to Mars in your chart, due to Venus, and because of the fiction, difficulties are seen because of the retrogression of the planets. So, you can't expect a very fancy and fiction free chart. If I look at the girl's chart, it has Virgo rising. Mercury is in the fortune house. Just like in this chart, the boy is also in the fortune house. The girl is in her fortune house as well, which enhances the quality of the chart even more. And in the girl's chart, the moon and Mars are in the seventh house. These two planets are not very favorable for this horoscope. Both of them are the planets of which planet? Partner's desires are many. Jupiter, seventh lord in 12th house, benefits girl. His Jupiter has gone into the 12th house, and it's in a friendly sign. The moon is placed in the boy's 7th house, and the 7th lord is Mars, in aspect with Venus. Jupiter is also in the sign of Mercury. You noticed how the person will get married and how the desires will cross. If I look at the boy's 7th house, the moon is placed there, and the 7th lord, which is Mars, is in aspect with Venus. This means that my partner, Jupiter, is also in the sign of Mercury, which is my partner, influenced by the moon, Mercury, and Venus. This means that my partner, Jupiter, is also in the sign of Mercury, which is influenced by the moon, Mercury, and Venus. She will be influenced planets. The moon and Mars are aspecting the girl's ascendant. The girl's ascendant is blessed with Venus. Just like the combinations in the girl's chart, similar combinations are visible in the boy's chart from his ascendant. If the girl's 7th house has Mula and Mars, then the boy's 7th house is also being impacted by Mula and Mars. So this indicates that their marriage is possible because combinations match. Now let's talk about our Kuta. Varna Kuta, girls, Brahmin sign, shows superiority, 0 marks. Vashya Kuta, boy's moon, human sign, girl's moon, water sign. The boy's moon is in a human sign, Sagittarius, and the girl's moon is in a water sign, Pisces. Let's talk about the second Kuta, which is Vashya Kuta, meaning who will control whom more. In this case, the boy's moon is in a human sign because it is in the first half of Sagittarius, and the girl's moon is in a water sign, in the sign of Pisces. Now, you might remember the table we discussed, which mentioned that if a human sign marries a water sign, moon, they get 0.5 marks. So we didn't get any marks in the first Kuta, which means we got 0 marks because the boy is Kshatriya. Now, since a human sign is getting married here, we are getting 0.5 marks out of 2. As we mentioned in the table, now let's talk about the star matching, which we were supposed to discuss. Now the boy's nakshatra is Mula nakshatra and the girl's is Uttara Bhadrapada. Now I go from Mula to Uttara Bhadrapada. Mula to Uttara Bhadrapada. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ah, it's a friendly star. So the boy gave marks to the girl. Now I will count from Uttara Bhadrapada to Mula because the girl will also give marks to the boy in this case. From Uttara Bhadrapada, we will go to Mula. 2, 3, 19, 20, 21. If I divide 21 by 9, my remainder is 3. And the third star was our Vipata star. What this means is that for the boy, the girl's star is a friendly star. But for the girl, the boy's star is a challenging star. So they got 0.5 marks. It's not the third, fifth, or seventh nakshatra. After looking, we will also pay attention to the 22nd and 27th nakshatras. Obviously, it's not the 27th nakshatra, but is it somewhere near the 22nd nakshatra? Let's also check the nakshatra. It doesn't fall into that category or the 22nd nakshatra. Let's also look at where the problem arises. The girl's nakshatra was Uttara Bhadrapada and the boy's was Mula. My focus is on Mula and Uttara Bhadrapada. Mula shouldn't pair with Hasta. I figured out how to apply these 3 kootas to charts. Rest of the categories are in happy categories. Apply 3 kootas, 27th and 22nd nakshatras. Reflect koota problems. Along with 3, 5th, 7, 27, and 22nd constellations also have to be given potency. And if any koota indicates a problem, then the quality of the chart is also showing me the same kind of problem. All these points highlight how important the D9 chart becomes, how crucial the dashas are, and which factors are important during chart matching. We will look into all of that. We will also learn about the Lord of the Sanestri and Titi that we understood earlier. This series of I'm sure is going to be very interesting. You do get the koota, but you will definitely get something extra from here. Thank you so much.